All right, so I regret to inform you, those of you in the audience, those of you that are here in the studio, I've likely spent too much money on some SD cards. That's these ones right here. Anytime you go to the far end of the spectrum, price to performance ratio gets a bit nuts. And that's the place we're in with this particular SD card. It's from Sony and it says tough right on the front. So that's your indicator that this is a substantial piece of gear. This is a 64 gigabyte SD card. And you're thinking to yourself, what are you doing with a 64 gigabyte SD card? Part of it is how cost prohibitive this particular model is. We've just gone through so many SD cards over the years, ones like this. Plenty of storage for a cheap price. These things, they get beat up. These little switches on the side sometimes give way and stop operating as you would expect. They don't lock in place, so then when you're in and out of a camera or an audio recorder, this thing might slide when you don't want it to. Sony aimed to address some of those problems, some of the concerns that a pro user might have around an SD card, and that's this SD card right here. So, capable of 300 megabyte per second read speeds, just under 300 megabyte per second write speeds. On top of that, look at this. The world's first one-piece molded construction with high hardness materials, resulting in the world's highest level of bend strength, 18 times greater than a standard SD card. They got rid of the write protection switch, which I don't know, does anybody actually use those? We never do. The card is waterproof, compliant to IPX8. For a 64 gigabyte card, you're paying $100 USD. That's even more in Canada. It was like $130, $140. It's a tremendous amount of money for a 64 gig SD card. But when you're recording kind of mission critical stuff, you don't want the breakdown to happen on the SD card side, so you pay a little bit of a premium. So this is the card, and I mean, it looks like an SD card. What can I really tell you? It is an SD card. Okay, it's definitely reinforced. It's super hard material. The contact points also look sort of different here. This is a different level of SD card. Look at the contact points. Of course, you'll also notice here the difference. There's no little hold switch. It is a V90 card, U3 card, and hopefully we can get rid of some of these cheaper cards. Will has the prices for larger cards. You can see a 128 card for $190. Like, I mean, even in Sony's other series, the M series, this is 50 bucks over here for a 128. It's like double the price. What do they state the water resistance is, Will? IP68 dust and waterproofing. What does that mean? It can be underwater at what depth for how long? 1.5 meters of fresh water for 30 minutes. 1.5 meters, we don't have that. We have a glass of water, but it should give you an idea. You can casually pop that in there and not be too concerned. I'm not gonna leave it in there for 30 minutes either, but I just wanna show you it's the real deal. It's tough. Look how tough it is. It's swimming, it's that tough. The whole thing is just sealed up, dry it up, get back to business. There's no seams on the card itself. So others in the past have made claims kind of like this, but you had to be concerned about the seams. If you're in the market for some crazy durability and speed in an SD card and compatibility, you might wanna check out this series yourself though. Like I said, not gonna be justifiable for most people at that particular cost, but if you're chasing the ultimate, this might just be it. All right, I have a couple other gadgets I wanna check out. We have one here. There's been versions of this in the past. This one, at least from a packaging perspective, looks to be the most polished. This aims to take a Type-C connector supplying power to a laptop or other device and turn it into a magnetic connection. Now, some of them in the past I didn't like that much because it was a bit difficult to get the magnetic component off. From a company called Inner Exile. It's called the Thunderbolt 3 USB-C magnetic for all Type-C devices. It's the lightest, smallest, safest, and fastest connector. The cord gently disconnects, gently. So they're thinking about what I'm thinking about. And it supports up to 100 watts. How about that for an unboxing experience? It's the adapter, but that's really all you need and all you pay for. How much does this go for, Will? Is it a Kickstarter? Is it 49 bucks? That's a little pricey. Capable of transferring data over the magnetic connector? Wow. Okay, so that's a little bonus. Supporting video output 6K 60 Hertz. supports Thunderbolt 3 external GPUs. Look at all the pins on that connector right there. This is a more advanced version, and that's how you get your much larger connector there. Connects here via magnet, and then the Type-C connector goes into, I have some laptops over there. So this guy is going to pop in there, and then your Type-C charge cable will go here. So this goes into here, and now normally, if this was just straight into the laptop and you kicked this or tripped over it, you might yank the laptop right off the table, but in it, ooh, that comes off maybe too easily? That comes off very easily. Let's try it on the MacBook here. So you yank that off, okay. Off is easy, on? Aligning it up takes a little effort for the on portion. Now, I'm sure you could get used to that there. It definitely requires a little extra finesse. It's not like MagSafe was. This could be a prototype, right, Will? Like this might not be final just because we're seeing it on Kickstarter right now. So let's keep that in mind as we evaluate here, but I have some power down here actually. And then line it up. Okay, so we hear the tone, it's charging, still charging. Okay, that's good. We pop it off. It stops, we go back on. It starts charging again. You really have to watch it to make sure you've hit all the contact points, or at least you just have to be aware of it, I guess. One benefit though here of it coming off easily is if you walk past it or kick it, it's coming off easily. But it's almost so gentle that you wonder if you wanted to have it sitting on your lap but charging, if you'd ever be confident in this particular connection. I think this is one of those situations where the potential for added convenience might not be enough given the potential downside. To be fair, none of the magnetic alternatives or magnetic adapters for Type-C have been perfect or impressive to me to this point. So it's just another one to the pile, I guess, for now. Okay, last up we have this thing showed up. It's also a Kickstarter product. It is a magnetic power bank. How are you going to connect it to your phone? Your phone's not already magnetic. So I believe what we're going to see here is some sort of an attachment inside the package that allows you to make any case magnetic capable of interfacing with this charger magnetically. You might have a Moment case. This is the later case. And so I think the angle here from this company EXO is make any case magnetic capable with our 5,000 milliamp hour battery bank. This is the product right here. Does this come off? Oh yeah, okay. So this piece, whoa, that's a pretty strong magnetic force there. All right, the only other thing in the package is a Type-C to Type-A cable and an A to micro USB. Let's see here. They want you to just slide it underneath your case, so there's no adhesive necessary. So if we wanted to use, say, this Moment case, if you have a set of lenses and stuff and you want to use this power bank setup with this, I guess this is a sort of universal fit. So you would take this piece, where do you put it? At the bottom? Maybe you put it there like that, and then you slide this one in. Okay, now it's held in place just by the case and the phone, and then we can come with this one. Which way do you think? Oh yeah. Turn it on. Oh, there you go. All right, so this phone obviously is dead, but you can see it's beginning to take a charge. Let's try it on a thinner case. Obviously over here we have the later case. This is the bigger iPhone as well. Would it work the same on a thin case? Let's find out here. Oh, that's no good on a thin case. It works, but it's not ideal. You see this case fits so thin, you can see we're charging up there in the top corner. So it does work. It will work with a thin case. I think the proposal here is that you're gonna use it with whatever case happens to be your choice. So probably the Moment scenario is more compelling for certain users that have a fatter case and don't have this magnetic power bank option available to them. You're charging up, this goes back in your pocket when you're done or when you don't want to. You can have a phone call still, you can use your phone still. It's gonna take longer. It's wireless charging at the end of the day. And chances are when you're using a power bank you need juice quickly, and it seems a bit odd that you wouldn't use the cable to get juice back into your phone as rapidly as possible or as rapidly as you can. But there's the convenience factor of carrying the two of these in your pocket and not needing a cable to go with you. So I kind of understand that too. It's kind of nice to have both. It's a Kickstarter project for the time being. What do they want? They want $67 from you. They say it's 1 millimeter thin, so it should work in a lot of cases that are slightly more robust. You could probably use it in an OtterBox, something like that. 134 grams, so that's kind of nice. Just don't know if it's compelling enough if you already have a battery bank, particularly one that's quick charge capable. I don't know, you guys tell me. I notice Will, when he carries around a battery bank, he likes to just have a big one. He likes to have like a big giant thing so he never has to worry about it running out. Like, is a 3,000 milliamp hour or a 5,000 milliamp hour battery, is that big enough now considering the scale of smartphone batteries themselves? Is portability really the thing that we need, or do we need even greater capacity where you could recharge a phone or potentially other devices more than once? It's the EXO magnetic wireless power bank. I'll take the SD card myself.